Hi, today I would like to talk about, well, the thing that this channel is mostly about, Monster Hunter, and where it's going at the moment. Um, Monster Hunter Wilds has been out for a while now, and judging by the Steam reviews, it's obvious that the hype has died down, or as some people call it, the honeymoon phase, right? Um, People are now slowly realizing, or people are now, I guess, more open to admit that the game may not be very good. It's not that the whole game is bad. I'm not saying this. I definitely think there's been a lot of work put into it. A lot of talented people have worked on it. But in the end, it all fails in the most important aspect, in my opinion, and that's the gameplay. That's it. That's simply the only reason why it falls apart. Sure, we have performance problems. To this day, people still have performance problems, and I used to have them too. Somehow it all fixed itself for me. My performance is acceptable, I would say. Perhaps not for a modern game, but acceptable, right? I can live with it. But I haven't touched the game since the Lagiacrus update. I have 65 hours on it at the moment, and I have to say, for a Monster Hunter game, for a Monster Hunter fan, playing a Monster Hunter game, that is nothing. 65 hours is nothing. And every time that I think about going back to it, say like, oh, I wanted to do a blindfolded run. I had one attempt, but I failed. But every time I think, oh, I'm gonna do this blindfolded run, or I'm just gonna play the game a little bit, every time I'm just remembering my experience that I had with this game, and I immediately don't want to play it anymore. Right? I'd rather play another game. Which is what I have been doing recently. You know, I've been playing other games. Not really much Monster Hunter at the moment, but it will come back, right? I've been busy, that's why I haven't been uploading. Anyway, the gameplay is the biggest problem here, and that is mainly because of some changes that have been made, right? I think it's not even the combat itself, or rather the feel of the gameplay. It's more things like, no, well, what is Monster Hunter about? It's about hunting monsters. Okay, where is the hunting? We now know the exact location of every monster that is currently on the map at all times. And now we don't even have to walk there anymore. That's been a thing since Rise, with like knowing where the monster is at all times. I didn't like it in Rise already. Now all we have to do is press one button, and it will automatically take us to the monster. The maps in this game are nice. I like them. They're beautiful. I like forests especially. I must have spent probably 10 hours just exploring the forest and Monster Hunter world alone. But in this game, there's just no incentive to go explore. Nothing, because it's all just, it feels like a highway that you take to reach your destination. This is what the maps in this game feel like, right? You don't just get out of your car on the highway and look at some flowers or at some trees that you see on the road. No, you just get you to your destination. I feel like this is what the most of the map is. You just push a button and just wait until you're at the monster. Of course, then you have the monster fight, and then you will use a little bit of the environment, and that's all different. But I absolutely tried my best to enjoy the maps, but in the end I couldn't. I couldn't be bothered with the endemic life. Right, I used to love this. In World, I captured all the rare endemic life. In Rise, I took all the photos. Of course, in previous games we didn't have such a thing, but I still enjoyed the maps. I still enjoyed finding secrets. Like, oh, can I climb up this hill? Can I find something in this hole? There's none of that here anymore. I mean, perhaps there is. Perhaps there are some interesting things, but there's just no incentive to do it anymore. something, I can't rationally explain this, but something just makes me not want to explore, even though I can. I am free to just get off the sacred and just walk around at my own leisure. But something just keeps me from doing it. It's a lack of fun. Perhaps it's a lack of fun coming from a different aspect, which in this case is the combat. Right? I just said the combat isn't too bad when it comes to the controls. There's definitely been some quality of life updates that I really much enjoyed, but the combat is almost too good, as in it's too easy, right? A lot of people have been saying it, but I'm also saying it the way I think it is. The combat is too easy. You can tell me about, oh, what about Arc-Tempered Gora Magala, do that without any armor equipped and blah blah blah. That's not the main game, okay? There are people who say, oh, the game doesn't start until endgame. No, the game should start when you start the game, right? I had hours of fun with World base game, right? With the base game World. I had fun with Monster Hunter Rise base game, even though I didn't even like Rise that much. Didn't like the game that much. It was too arcadey for me. A little bit of the hunting aspect was also gone, but I still somehow enjoyed it, right? I must have like, I don't know, 200, a couple hundred hours in Rise. But let me get back on track. The gameplay. It is too easy. You don't have to prepare anymore. You know, get auto gathering that you get from hubs. You know, you can talk to, what was his name? Natar, and he just gets you a list of people who will collect stuff from you. It's basically the farm, right? But somehow, even though we had the farm for a long time, it didn't feel like the farm made things too easy, because you still had to collect some things sometimes. But now you don't have to collect anything. Why? You can literally just jump in the hunt, make no preparations whatsoever, just take what you need from the supplies, and that's it. That'll set you for, I don't know, 80% of the game. Right? Definitely low rank. And low rank, my god, low rank was so easy, it was actually a chore. And then came all the cutscenes and the unskippable writing sections. It was a nightmare. I think most of those 60 hours were just me staring in front of my computer screen like, okay, I don't care. Yeah. Story aside for now. The combat. Wounds are too OP. That's what a lot of people saying. Wounds just make the whole game too easy. The monster is stun locked most of the time. Again, I'm talking about most of the game, not not about tempered monsters or something. This is end game stuff. I'm speaking the meat of the game. I'm talking about the meat of the game here, okay? The monster's underground most of the time, and another aspect is positioning. You need to position yourself, usually, to, find an opening in the monster's attacks, to cut off some parts that you want to cut off. Well, you can only cut off the tail. Damage parts you want to damage or cut off the tail. It was all about positioning. Now you don't have to do that. All you have to do is just go into focus mode, aim at a part, do a bit of damage, then a wound opens, and then you have to just push a button, then your hunter attacks automatically, and it's just like, what are we doing at this point? What is this game? What is this gameplay? Now people also write that the health is pretty low. In my opinion, I don't think this is a health issue. Even monsters with increased health, like the tempered monsters, they're still too easy. Yeah, I'm sorry, I said it. I must have carded in the entire game, like including end game, probably like, I don't know. I could count it on maybe 2 hands, maybe 6 times, maybe 7 times, and most of my cards were due to Arc-Tempered Radau. That's it. Maybe one or 2 cards Arc-Tempered Goro Magala, and really that's it so far. Yeah, and I don't think health is an issue because of the things I just said. Like, the gameplay just makes you way too powerful, gives you way too much windows to attack the monster. The hunts usually last maybe 10 minutes. And in Monster Hunter terms, these 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they feel like 5 minutes. There were some monsters that I just got access to hunt, and I finished them in I don't know what felt like less than 5 minutes, and was disappointed. I was like, what, that's it? I didn't even prepare for this fight. Boom, the monster was just dead, and even in high rank. Also, farming for gear, like grinding for gear, isn't really that much of an issue. You need to hunt a monster maybe 4 times, and then you can, in most cases, get the full set, minus the weapon, of course. I don't know. I mean, everyone hates grinding and farming, but I guess in this case, in this game specifically, maybe it was a good thing. Perhaps that was part of the fun, because now I'm not having fun. I'm sorry. There were also the Atrian weapons, which basically invalidates most of the building aspect of the game. Right? Building sets like, ooh, I get this weapon from that monster to fight this one. Just get an Atrian weapon. Just craft a damn Atrian weapon with, I don't know, dragon element, and you're settled. You don't have to do anything anymore. And actually, let me see if the people reviewing this game agree with me. Okay, let's see, what do the top reviews say? You can play this in the same way you can technically eat soup with fork. Performance. Okay, this is about performance. 40 FPS on 4060 Ti Super. Okay, performance. Don't change Proton versions too many times also. Okay, that's another thing. Maybe instead of collabing with Fender and Final Fantasy, you can collab with Windows and make a functional game. Yeah, well, there's some positive reviews for people who... It's fun to play with friends. I mean, sure. I mean, it's fun to chuck rocks with friends. I mean, sure, right? But, you know, I don't want to be like a super hater and say, ooh, this game is completely enjoyable. You can absolutely enjoy this game, right? If you want to, right? Again, I'm not saying the whole thing just stinks from the bottom up. There is effort put into this. The monsters look amazing. The animations look nice. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. The story. Yeah, Monster Hunter is one of those games for me that I never ever cared that much about the story. No, that's a wrong way to put it. I did care about the story because the story was simple and straightforward. Hey, you are a nobody hunter. Like, you know, it's mostly like kind of an, I don't know, a nobody to hero story, right? Pretty basic, but it does the job, right? You're a nobody hunter, then you start like getting better, hunting more difficult monsters. At the end of the day, you save the village, right? What's better than that? It's simple because that's all it needs to be. The game is about gameplay. It's about hunting monsters. Nobody plays Monster Hunter for the story. And this is another big mistake that I think they made with this game. Focus on story. I so absolutely did not care about a single character in this whole game. Nobody. Might have something to do with writing. I'm not really into the writing scene of... I don't know much about it, but I heard that there is modern writing and it has certain, you know, repeating characteristics that are not very liked by a lot of people. But I don't care about this because I don't care about the characters in the first place. And they force you to do it. They force you to watch... cutscenes you can skip. Like, pre-rendered cutscenes, you can skip, no problem. But a lot of the story in this game is in the gameplay. Gameplay. As in unskippable writing sections. They can go on for minutes. People just talk and talk and talk, and it's like, okay, I get it. The whole point of most of these sections is to show you the new environment, right? you ride on there with your sacreds and you get a look at everything and all that. But I felt like just let me explore and see myself. I remember the old games, there was just a, I don't know, 10-second cutscene just showing you a few areas. Actually, not even areas, just the starting area. Like a few seconds of showing you the starting area, and that's it. The rest you had to explore on your own. You had to see this on your own. Now it's everything just, look what we made. Look. And yeah, again, all the character stories absolutely didn't care at all. Perhaps I don't care about fictional characters in a game that I expect to be something that isn't this, right? I did not expect Monster Hunter Wilds to be what it is. I expected a, different thing. Therefore, I was just like, okay, just show me the monsters. I don't care. Show me the monsters. I don't care. Show me the monsters. And it was always just like, ooh, my past, and ooh, I've been this guy. Ooh, and I went through this and this much trouble. Put this in a different game. Why put this in a Monster Hunter game? Why does Monster Hunter need to be like a Netflix series? Why? I don't care that much about characters or anything. I want to hunt dang monsters. Right? It's like all of a sudden, I don't know, just think of the next Super Mario game. Right? All of a sudden, if instead of just having a map selection with levels and you just jump into level and the level starts, now you have like 10 minutes of talking and walking and like, oh, everyone talks and everyone has a backstory that you gotta listen to, and it's like, no, why? I just want to play. This is not what it's about. This is not what it's about. Why change something that was perfectly fine? And I know why. This is like a whole different topic, right? There's basically a thing in gaming going on right now where games are trying to do two things, right? Either become Fortnite and have as much content, as much collaborations as possible, because I guess more means better, right? Or the opposite, try to become a Netflix series. Just try to become easy entertainment for people who want easy entertainment, as in, watching something. Like, you don't have to use your brain to watch something. You just watch it, right? And there are a lot of people who want this. A lot of people are like, ooh, I don't know what to watch on Netflix today. Let me play some video games. And I play video games like, oh, what, I gotta do stuff? I gotta like practice something? I gotta think? No, let me just like have these 3D environments with these 3D monsters and just tell me a story. And that's fine if you want this. You can play Telltale Games. Haven't they shut down? Or something similar, right? But why does a franchise that already exists have to turn into this? Why? I seen a comic from a webcomic site called Nerf Now that perfectly described this. There's a character who likes spicy tacos, and there's this spicy taco shop, right? But then the spicy taco shop gets bought by a big corporation. Then someone, and they don't like it. They feel like this is going to be a bad thing. But then somebody else comes along and tells them, hey, that just means more people will enjoy it. That's a good thing, right? More people will enjoy the thing you like. And then afterwards, after it has been bought up, the spicy tacos have turned into mild tacos, right? Yeah, more people will enjoy it because I guess not everyone likes spicy things. The main thing that made this whole thing what it is today was spicy tacos. And now the people who like spicy tacos won't get spicy tacos anymore. Now it's just a completely different thing for different people, and this is what's going on. This is what I feel like is going on with Monster Hunter right now. It's starting to turn into something completely different for a completely different audience. Sure, you have the fanboys. I mean, the fanboys will fanboy. What can you do? They will just say, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's getting better and better and better. Always been like this. No, I don't see any change. Let's not listen to them. People will end up migrating. That's what I feel like is going to happen. I feel like there will be a substitute for classic Monster Hunter, and the old Monster Hunter fans will just migrate there. And the new game franchise will be, I don't know, for casual gamers, I guess. That's just the reality of things. There's nothing that can be done about it, really. I mean, in the end, it all comes down to money, right? Capcom wants money, and broader audience means more money. I just hope that someday somebody release an indie game that scratches the itch of people like me and maybe people like you who just enjoy the more old-fashioned experience. But until then, there is nothing we can do except complain on the internet. Right. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm very good at yapping for hours on end, even though I don't say much. This is why you probably won't be seeing much more content from me in terms of Monster Hunter Wilds. Maybe I will attempt this blindfolded run one more time, but in order to do that, I have to play the game and practice a bit, but I don't want to play the game. It's boring, right? Right, until then, in the meantime, don't be too sad about this, or maybe you disagree with me and I'm just wrong and everything I say is nonsense. Good, then you can continue to enjoy the game. Good for you. If you're more like me, then just don't be sad about this. There's other games out there. Monster Hunter isn't the only game. The older games still exist, and just play the old games. Yeah. Until then, have a good time, and maybe like and subscribe. I hate begging for likes and subs, but I feel like this is a strategy that actually works. I think I've actually seen data that proves that begging for likes and subs actually works. I hate it, but I have to do it, right? So, yeah, I don't know how to end videos. Goodbye.